Welcome to this episode of CGTN live streaming. Here I am, Xuxing Chen, and with me is...
I'm Piaoyi Dai.
So, where are we, Piaoyi?
We're now in southwestern China's Yunnan province, the capital, Kunming city. And we're now at the Dounan Flower Market.
And Kunming, that we're going to tell our viewers a little bit more about Kunming. Kunming is a city called Spring City, right?
Yes.
It's also, as you have mentioned, we are in a market town here in Dounan. It's also called the flower town of China. So back in 1999, 2 decades ago, the first ever China's first ever World Horticultural Expo was held here in Kunming, and 20 years have passed. As you have mentioned, that we're in Dounan, the International Flower Center.
It's the national heart of the flowers. And it's also the largest one in Asia.
So we learned that there are over 100 different varieties of flowers being sold here every day on a daily basis. And you're an expert of flowers.
No, I'm not an expert. My mom is.
Okay, and I'm a 100% amateur. So we're going to need a little bit of help from technology, and we're going to use a mobile app to recognize a lot of the plants and flowers in this market with 100 different varieties that we found here. So Piaoyi, let's try out the app first.
Yes.
So right here we have a lot of plantations, green plants. Do you want to try which one that you want to try first?
Maybe this one. I just take the photo real quick, and then within seconds, it's gonna show us the name. Not only the name, not only the tree's name is the emerald tree, but we can see more details, the basic infos, and even the plant care information. If you want to grow this kind of tree at home, they will tell you the watering frequency and also how to take care of it. I think it's a very helpful app for us, especially...
Definitely, especially we're touring one of the largest, we're actually now is Asia's largest flower market here in Kunming, Yunnan province in southwest China. So what's your favorite flower, Piaoyi?
I have a lot of favorite flowers. Every girl loves a variety of flowers, but my favorite will go to this one. It's called baby spread.
Baby spread, here.
It's not a very large flower. It's usually arranged as a backdrop for larger flowers, but you can see it nearly in every bouquet. I think it's a supporting character, but it's a very important one.
And is it dried? I mean, it's a dried kind, right? They don't sell it fresh.
Yeah, 这个是干花吗，老板? Yeah, they are dry flowers, so it can last for a long time. The symbolism of this kind of flower is everlasting love or undying love.
Baby spread and everlasting love, right?
Yes, and we can see a lot of varieties of flowers here. Like every stand, they have this one. I think it's jasmine.
Yeah, it is jasmine. Very popular here in China.
And this one, I don't know the name of it.
Can we try this with the app? This looks really kind of strange to me, at least, to my eyes.
This one, let me take a photo of it and see it. What's the name of it?
It's got Snapdragon.
This is a really cute name. And,
I'm going to ask my cameraman to zoom in a little bit to see the details of the flower. It looks like the crown for...
Yes, we can see a lot of roses here. I heard from the vendors that the rose is one of the most popular kind of flowers here in Dounan Flower Market. And because of the weather here, it's a favorable climate for rose to grow. We have the rose like every season of the year.
And Piaoyi just mentioned about baby spread. That's one of her favorite flowers, and we can see baby spread are in basic all the bouquets here.
Yeah, like a
but
decoration.
What about this one? Because yesterday we paid a brief visit to this market last night, and this one really caught my eyes.
It's like a frosty on the leaves.
It's really frosty on the. It's called
like
Dusty Miller. What a romantic name, Dusty. Zoom in a little bit. We can see it's like
a frost on the.
It's like a frost on the
frozen leaves.
Yeah, but it's called Dusty Miller.
Dusty Miller. And this one is kind of daisy, I think. This is also one of the most popular ones here in China. And this one, I think, also caught my eye. I recognize this is a traditional Chinese flower. It's called the Chinese peony. I think, in traditional Chinese culture, it's the flower, the king of the flower in China.
Why is it? Because it's big, right?
This is large petals and it's large. It's easy to recognize it.
And this one is also very popular, right?
Yeah, what's this one? 老板，这个是什么花呀？这个。
这个是芍药。
This is one is also the peony, a different kind of peony, Chinese peony. We have a very long history of cultivating this kind of flowers. We have a lot of lilies here.
Oh, this is lily.
Yeah, this is lily. We definitely need that. Also very. This one is easy to recognize. Do you know the name of it? Yes, it's a sunflower.
Right? Or is it sunflower or is it a larger daisy? Can we try with the app first?
It's definitely the sunflowers.
But look at this. This looks like a daisy.
Okay, let me try. It's just not mature yet. Let's see. Wait one sec. Common sunflower.
It's a common sunflower.
Yeah, they are sunflowers.
As I mentioned, I know little about flowers.
Yes. This one is very suitable for the dry flower, the sunflowers.
You mean like it's easier to take care of? You don't have to water it.
No. After you
dry.
You cut
it,
it's a dry flower, and we can see another kinds of peony here. A lot of lily and roses.
Baby spread will have so many different colors.
Different colors of baby spreads. Like before, I think the white color is the most common one, but in Dounan Flower Market, I see multiple colors here. And this one is not baby spreads.
It looks like, but it's different, right?
I think it's called forget-me-not.
What a romantic name, right?
Yeah, it's very romantic.
勿忘我 in Chinese,
yes,
right?
勿忘我 in Chinese. Basically the same meaning as in English.
So as we have mentioned in Dounan Flower Market, there are 100 varieties of different flowers. But then if we cut them into like different colors, different variations of certain kind, there will be over 1,000 different kinds, right?
Yeah, I cannot tell. I can only recognize some big kinds like.
And even roses, we have natural roses, and right here, I believe they painted with sparkles. I think this is real, right?
Yeah, this is. 你好，老板，这是真花吗？
是真花
These are real, but they dyed
they
with
painted
some sparkling
with
stuff on flowers. It's very popular in the big cities with different. These are the carnations.
The carnation is also very popular here in China, especially for Mother's Day.
Yeah, I think the carnation is for the elderly or family members, the loved ones. It expresses love. And next month is Mother's Day, so I'm thinking about buying a bunch of it for my mom.
Okay, good for you. Cotton flower. I didn't notice this.
When I came here before, is this real one or just a decoration of it? 老板，这个是真花吗？就这个。
这是真棉花对吗，老板？
The vendor is not sure about if it is a.
I think it's a real cotton flower.
This is really cute.
Yeah, but then for a lot of we have more giant because for a lot of these petals. They actually glue different kinds of flowers together to make a dry flower.
As a dry flower is also very popular in China, and we develop a kind of everlasting or undying flowers. In Chinese, we call it 永生花.
Oh, right here.
This is the bouquet of dry flower.
Yeah, this is the one that I was asking the vendor. So this is not. They actually glue together. They put the.
So we not only have fresh flowers here, also the dry bouquet.
So it's more like a piece of art.
Yeah. And they use a lot of work to arrange those dry flowers, I think, use some techniques.
And what is this?
Oh, I'm not sure. Let's use our magic app to show us the result.
Spiked speed well. Okay.
I think I saw it before.
It's a kind of ordinary wildflower. So this is a wildflower, but it's pretty. It's pretty.
Yeah, the color is nice. So let's ask some questions. Oh, there are a lot of roses. let our cameraman to see this kind of roses. I've never seen so many colors of roses here, and those are real ones, not dyed color. Like this one is very special because the petal is majority of it is white, where it's like a pink color of it.
And in Chinese we call it like 红袖, right?
Yes.
It literally translated to like red colors. And all these flowers are one group of Chinese roses because they are hybrids, and there is a whole industrial chain behind a flower growing. And to make all these different colors, they need to hybrid, mix different species of roses and make the different colors.
I think the farmers are trying very hard to develop some new colors.
Yeah. And I just learned here in Dounan, they can develop about 200 or 200 to 300 different flowers, different species, different colors of flowers like every year or so.
Yeah, they have very cute name for each species, where in Chinese some good meanings. So I want to ask the vendor some question, but I think it's very
So actually the vendor is busy selling his flowers. So I'm going to point one more flowers that I found it so interesting. It's called
That's
the
over
baby
there.
monster. I'm going to just ask my cameraman to zoom in a little bit right there. So in Chinese it's called 小怪兽. It's a kind of rose. It looks kind of ugly, but it's also charming. And literally translated to little monster.
哎，老板您好，请问这一捧花多少钱呀？
像这种是60块一束的。
These are like $10 per bunch of it.
Yeah, so each bunch is 20 flowers.
哪个花卖的最好呀？这些
像
Which flower is the
每一
most
个
popular
品种
one?
都有每一个人喜欢的不一样嘛。
Different people have different
像
opinions.
比较高端的这几个
Well,
卖的。
some of them, these colors are best sellers.
像这个夜光抹布闪耀小怪兽。
This little
还
monster
有
is
这个
one of the
翡翠
best sellers.
咖啡时间。
这叫翡翠对吗？这个为什么叫？因为它长的颜色嘛叫翡翠。
对。
So this is actually called jade.
Yeah, but is this jade?
I guess
think
because
very
the-
elegant.
I think it's because the color, how it changes, how it fades, how it transcends. I think it's kind of like jade. I mean, in Chinese, they name all the flowers so artistically, and sometimes I don't even know why they name it. I mean, for this little monster, it's quite straightforward, and for the red color, is also very straightforward because all the resemblance of actual goods in real life.
老板，您来在这边做生意多久了呀？在这边摆摊
10年了。
How long have you been working here? I just asked. The vendor said 10 years for selling the flowers here in Dounan Flower Market.
辛苦吗？
辛苦嘛。
This is a very hard work.
是挺辛苦的。
Yes, the vendor said this is very hard work.
就是
您大概早上要几点钟起床呀？每天？
差不多7点半。
那几点钟结束呢？
下午5点半就开始收单，到我们休息的时候差不多要12点了。
Well, the vendor got up very early at 7:30 a.m. and the market closes for the public at around 5 p.m. But the vendors they have to collect it and buy some new flowers.
Yeah.
Maybe until midnight he can get a rest.
Yeah, as Pia had mentioned, because I believe there is no set time for when in the morning the Dounan market actually opens business, but then they have to prepare for to arrange all the bouquets and to arrange their little booth.
Yeah, and they have to buy all the flowers from the wholesalers. We came here last night. Okay.
We're actually for this vendor because I asked him about 2 hours ago. He also do wholesaling. So basically, after 5 o'clock, he will go back home and he's going to do some WeChat with all the clients. And why he has to go to bed around midnight because he has to arrange all those flowers to be sent to his buyers. And just about 3 years ago, he was doing retail and wholesaling. And wholesaling starts around 8:45 actually, in fact, in the evening time. And I asked the owner of the market why they are doing so. It's because that's when the logistics is mostly easy for them. All the trucks can enter the city, and because transportation for flowers is quite...
It's a perishable product. I
Yeah.
think need a very quick time to get them packed on the
and also you need cold chain. You need all those different treatments to be able to ship your bouquets and your bunch of flowers.
It's very different with other products.
Yeah, so that's why during the evening, the wholesale session of the market actually blossom around 9 o'clock in the evening. But then that vendor changed his model. He started to move on to online to find new clients on WeChat because it's just so hard for him to be here 7:30 in the morning, start to prepare around 9:30 and open business to tourists or to individual buyers around 10, and then just stay so late till the wholesale session. And because of the wholesale session actually is wrap up around 2 in the morning. And about 20,000 people will rush into this market. Millions of flowers will be sold within the first hour during the wholesale market.
Yes, it's very different during daytime. During daytime, there's a lot of tourists or local residents. They will come here and shopping and buy some stuff. Yes, in the afternoon is the busiest time.
Yes, and
we see a lot of tourists here. They have already bought some flowers over there.
And what about this flower? Because you recognize that,
yes,
but I didn't.
Yes, it's really very easy to recognize. It's called orchid. I think it's maybe butterfly orchid. Because it's symmetrical, so it's easy to recognize. It's also a Chinese traditional flower, and it is associated with virtue in Chinese culture. We have also find a guest for us as our kind of a tour guide here. So let Xinchen to introduce our guest.
So this is Dong Rui, and who is the director for plannings and operations for this market. And so 董总啊，其实您就和我们斗南市场，就是斗南花市，大概工作了有多少年了？
今年第10年了。
So this is the 10th year for Mr. Dong to work for this market. But as we have discovered right here in Dounan, we have all those beautiful flowers. They are good quality. But then elsewhere in China, it's so hard to find all these quality flowers. Why is that? 就是我们其实看到像斗南花市，我们像因为分级嘛，有 A、B、C、O 级啊，然后其实看到这边都很新鲜，都很棒。但是其实到了北上广深这些主要的这种零售市场，哎，发现好像他们的那个花朵就没这么鲜艳了。这有什么原因吗？
这个主要的。
走一边来。
这个最主要的原因是什么呢？花卉它是属于，尤其鲜切花，它是属于这个易损、易腐、易变质的花卉。那么所以它必须快速的销售，快速的解决物流。物流时间越长，因为它切水了，如果还再做不到这个全程的花卉冷链物流，它花卉的品质自然就要下降。这是第一个最直接的原因。
So previously I asked Mr. Dong why flowers here in Dounan is so fresh, but then when the flower reaches bigger markets like Shanghai, Shenzhen, they don't look as cheerful as what we saw here. And Mr. Dong told me that because flower, as Piao has mentioned, is a perishable product, and all the transportation logistics will take days. So, and the time spent on roads, in the airplane, on trucks, will somewhat destroy the look, the appeal of the flowers.
所以现在花卉产业发展到现在，物流大家都公认是提升整个花卉产业，尤其是产地市场和消费市场之间最大的瓶颈之一。当然也就成了投资热点之一了。
So Mr. Dong said that one of the most challenging bottleneck for flower industry here in China is how to improve logistics, how to cut the time spent on the road transporting flowers. And a lot of investments are being poured into this area to build infrastructure for logistics, for cold chain, for example, for air freight. Yeah.
So is it the logistic issues that add the cost of the flowers? Because when in Beijing, the flowers are very expensive, like $10 for a bunch. But here we can buy several bunches.
Yeah, we actually have bunches right
here. 就像在北京大城市的话，我们买的花都很贵啊。这个是因为这个物流造成的，这个到了大城市之后离得很远。
实际上不能简单的说都是物流。就花卉现在走的这个流通模式是沿用这种传统的农产品的交易模式。那么花卉的话，刚才说到它有特殊性，那就从种植、采收开始，一直到消费者手里边，基本上经历的环节有8个环节，采后处理、 交易、包装、短途物流、城市到城市之间的物流，然后城市到消费分销市场的物流，然后再到消费者最后1公里的物流，中间可能还有花店这一段，8个环节。
Yeah, because it's not only because of the logistic issues, Mr. Dong said. We have so many procedures of preserving the flowers. It's like take 8 procedures from the wholesalers to the retailers, and then end up with in the customer's hand. So we have to deal with a lot of problems here. So it's not only the logistic. We have to develop a more professional one for
那
the
么这
flowers.
8个环节当中的话，都很多环节都会经历花卉的包装在更换。运输工具在更换，同时的话，利益主体也不一样。那每一个环节它都要有运营成本，它都需要一点适当的利润，就变成层加价。
So during each procedure, they have to add cost from the wholesalers to retailers, maybe several retailers. So they will add a lot of cost. So when we are in Beijing or Shanghai, when you buy some flowers, it's very expensive, like maybe several times, 10 times the price.
It just Peli has mentioned, like there is no one professional dealer that can help to ease the logistical issues or the challenges facing selling flowers from the beginning to the end customer. And right now, as Mr. Dong said, that 8 steps, 8 procedures as you mentioned, they have to change different like service providers, from packaging to the transportations, and each stage there will be more fees to be added to the original flowers. It probably would be like a few cents sold here in Dounan, but then because all the value added and to reach Beijing, like it'll
It's
probably
gonna
be
sky high.
it would be like 10 yuan or
Yeah, 10 yuan for one flower, maybe.
所以这那么多环节，第一，加快他们的效率，缩短周期。第二，去掉一部分中间环节，进行产业链的整合。那这样不仅对花的品质有保证，价格也能下来，因为中间费用少了。
Mr. Dong said we need to reorganize the supply chain and cut a few steps, so they will cut costs and end up with a cheaper price with the customers.
But right now, in Dounan is the largest in Asia and also I believe the second largest globally, internationally. But then, how are we competing with, for example, like the Netherlands or Germany in terms of flowers, selling flowers and grooming flowers? 就其实我们现在斗南是亚洲第1大市场，世界第2大市场，就讲体量。
对。
但是我们国际的市场呢，现在来看的话，
实际上，斗南的这个市场，国际的花也到斗南。比如说厄瓜多尔的这个玫瑰、肯尼亚的玫瑰、越南的玫瑰、泰国的洋兰包括周边国家的南非这些都有花到这儿来。那么中国的花卉出口呢，主要取决于刚才说它的增长速度比不上国内市场的增长速度。那当然一方面是中国自己的市场太庞大，经济在发展。那第二方面就我刚才都提到的物流、冷链物流对接的问题。花卉的这个检验标准、质量标准对接的国际化对接的问题，那还有呢，咱们这中间环节太多了，也没做到全程冷链物流。这些因素的话，一定程度上也很大的制约了我们中国花卉的出口。对。
So I asked Mr. Dong previously that because Dounan is the second largest globally and the largest here in China, but how are flowers from Dounan compete internationally? And Mr. Dong told me that. So right here in Dounan, there are flowers imported from other markets, for example, like Vietnam, Thailand, roses from these regions. But then flowers like exported from China to elsewhere globally is still kind of limited at this moment. I believe even flowers from Dounan can reach some 50 different countries, but the volume is not that big. It only accounts to about 10% of flowers sold from Dounan are actually reaching overseas markets. And Mr. Dong told me that there are a couple of reasons for why is that happening. First is like again, like logistics and all those supply chain. It's a big issue that, but then it's also about international standards. How to standardize like the whole industry, like quarantine style inspection as well as raising flowers.
I think the location of Kunming is quite quite convenient because it's within the 5-hour flight circle. 因为在就是斗南这个昆明这个地方，其实运到东南亚这边是不是还是比较方便的？因为它比较靠近东南。我们一般都是从陆路还是从？
花卉的话，现在从物流这个角度，大概有60%不到是走的是航空运输，剩下的话这几年是汽车运输，冷链汽车这块增长速度比较高。当然，云南现在高铁也很发达了，所以我们一直在盼望着，也在准备的，什么时候高铁也能够开通花卉物流。
So like less than 60% of the flowers export to the other Asian countries are by air, while the rest may be by the
road transport,
and also the highway. Well, Mr. Dong very looking forward to get the high-speed railway to get to Kunming and for the flowers delivery.
对。
但其实讲到高铁运输，现在就是最大的困难是哪个呢？就是我们怎么需要去克服？因为讲到其实技术已经很
宏观角度，高铁现在是开通的是客运。那么花卉如果要搞高铁高速公际，我们理解是这样，它有个配重问题，会高速运行。第二的话，你在高铁运输最大的优势是想要它准点、准时，能够带水，能够调温。那这样目前是客运这种层面的话，它还不好，技术层面不是难题，但是马上投入商业运营可能还需要一段距离，还需要一段时间。
大概得多少年？
这看我估计我们希望是越快越好，但是我想市场有这种需求，应该在几年之内这个问题能够得到突破。
So I ask Mr. Dong, like right now, what is the challenging, the most difficult part to actually transport flowers with China's rising high-speed rail network? And Mr. Dong told me that because right now, China's high-speed rail is mainly for passengers, and it will take time for the government, for like different corporates to start actually use high-speed rail for transportation. But anyways, it's a really good idea. See how fast it will can travel the high-speed rail.
Maybe within years we can see the high-speed rail only for the products, only for the flowers.
所以贸易通道一旦越来越顺畅了，物流通道越来越顺畅了，中国花卉的出口实际上就能够得到极大的改变。那反过来，我也更希望3家花卉企业在做这件事后，不仅是输出我们中国的花卉产品，也把中国的花卉文化一块输出去啊。
So Mr. Dong said that exporting flower is not just about the flower itself; it's also about exporting Chinese culture, and he hopes that different companies can also work together to build this, like to push for like a better trade environment, better logistics, so that more flowers can be seen in overseas markets as well as Chinese culture, right?
Yes, we have
好，谢谢你，谢谢你，董总，谢谢你，好，谢谢你，谢谢你，谢谢你，谢谢你，因为我们还要继续再转一下，好，谢谢你，好。
We are going.
那我可以去看看最大的多肉市场。
Mr. Dong said, upstairs on the second floor there is a very big succulent plant supermarket.
Yeah, it's actually also one of the largest, and it's getting more popular here in China.
Yeah.
So right here in this flower market, so we're in just I believe this is the front building of the entire market, but there are 11 different buildings and dedicated to different flowers, different activities. And we're going to head out to see actually the open door area.
Here are some succulent plants, I think, over here. There are a few stands. This is a really popular, like a lot of my co-workers, they bought those online and put it on the desk in the office. This is a really cute one. I think it's very easy to grow here in Kunming. I'm not sure if it can grow very well back in Beijing. And you can see some decorations.
By the way, I just remember, Piao, you are on a mission, right?
Yeah, my mom knew I was going to come here. She asked me to buy some flower seeds or vegetable seeds for her. So I will try to find some. 哎，老板你好，有玫瑰花籽吗？玫瑰花籽有吗？We're trying to buy some rose seed because my mom wants to plant it at home. 这个多少钱呀 ？How much is it? I just asked.
10块钱一袋。啊，3块一袋。
就这4个是多少钱呀？
10
It's gonna 10 yuan for the 4 pack of
It's about
it.
$2. That's
$2.
$1.50.
Yeah, so I'm going to buy this one and complete my mission. 然后我扫一下那个挑这个。So 10块是吗？对。Even though the weather here in Kunming is not similar with what in Beijing, but I want to give it a try. Maybe next year I will have some roses at home.
Actually, let's just try to tell our viewers how to do
How to
roses.
grow this one.
I'm not quite sure the English on this package is correct in terms of grammars or spelling, but so that's the instructions how to grow this.
There's some characteristics and some notice little tips for us. And we can buy some fertilizers here and also some vases. I saw some shovels over there, some other tools, some sprays. You can find everything related to plants. I think if you are a plant or flower lovers, this place is like a paradise for you to shop around. It's very easy to go crazy in this market if you love flowers because the price is reasonable and they're very fresh. Compared with what we saw in the flower stores.
And as I mentioned, this market is gigantic. It's like 11 different buildings. And right there, I saw something that really caught my eyes. Right there, 鲜花饼.
It's flower cakes. Have you tried those flower cakes before?
I want to try it, but I haven't got my chance.
Yeah, I tried those before. It's quite delicious. And you can buy it and delivered by air.
So basically, it's stuff, right? It's not made from flour. It's just like
the flowers are inside the cake.
Ah.
It's like the stuff's inside the cake. It's sweet and it's quite nice. I think it's a special food here in Yunnan.
And also, it's a rising industry here around this market. And I believe there is down that way there is an entire section dedicated to carnations, right?
Yeah. The carnation section. This is a very popular flower here in Beijing. Very common one, I think.
And just speaking of flowers, because I'm from northern China, I'm not a flower lover, but I started to learn that the market here in China is really growing fast. Just as Mr. Dong told us previously, like even though right now Chinese flowers are having some hard time reaching overseas markets, but then the growth here in China is so much faster than flowers being sold elsewhere globally.
Yeah, take my friends as an example. Not on holidays, only the normal days. She bought it online for per week. She ordered it automatically to deliver to her office like every week. So a bunch of flowers. It's not very expensive, just several of it, and she can decorate it her desk in the office. So not only the holidays, we have so many holidays for flowers, like the Valentine's Day and Chinese Valentine's Day, and one Valentine's Day is called 520. It's the May the 20th. It's the Internet Valentine's Day. It's coming soon.
So I just want to say, like, 520 is basically a number 520.
Yeah, the pronunciation is similar with "I love you" in Chinese.
Right. And also, inside of the building, this is the kind of retail market and the wholesale market, but outside,
I see a lot of different stores here.
Yeah, they are basically selling bouquets, decorating.
This is a really huge bouquet.
Yeah.
This is very beautiful.
And there are also a lot of like wedding services. Like right there, they're decorating. I believe this is
decorating a car for
like
the wedding
car.
ceremony. It's quite cute. Really lovely color.
So basically, there's an entire industry, and different parts of the industry are being groomed and being established surrounding with the flower growing here in Yunnan.
It's a very promising market, I think. Like for our generation, we love the flowers not only for special occasions, maybe for daily decoration, like the house plants and some maybe the flowers to decorate them indoor. So there's some other decorations here. This is I saw there some training schools for the flower arrangement as well.
And actually, that's something that we're going to try tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
Because I've never tried it before. I'm not quite sure about you. Probably because you showed us, showed me some pictures of you playing around with the flowers. I'm not quite sure how serious you are.
I'm not a specialist, but I just arrange the flowers by myself as an amateur here. Yeah, I saw my favorite flowers here again. It's the baby
spread.
spreads. So if you want to be here, visit here, because this place is a famous tourist spot here in Yunnan.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah. If you visit Kunming, it's one of the must-go places. When you before you get to the airport, you can drop by here, buy a bunch of flowers, and get it delivered. You can carry it on air, you can carry it on the flight, or you can use the delivery services. I asked the prices before. It's gonna take $2 to $4. For a box is roughly 1 to 2 kilos, and it can be delivered within 72 hours.
Wow.
For example, to Beijing, it's gonna take like less than 2 days. You can have your flower delivered to your door.
Piao, you mentioned about like being a tourist spot, and actually, because traditionally this is just the market, right? Flower market. It started like locals started to grow flowers back in 1983, and it really started to be more popular in recent decades. And just about 5 years ago, only about 20,000 people a year they're going to visit this market as a tourist.
1 million
right now, it's
tourists
over
come here.
1 million tourists every year. They're going to visit this market.
And this place is very convenient for tourists. We have subway here. It's only 500 meters away from here. It's gonna take less than half an hour to get to the city center to this market. And it's 40 minutes by car to the airport, so it's very convenient.
And another thing caught my eyes is last night when we first arrived here. It's like how many flowers they use to decorate the entire area.
Yeah, they must have a lot of flowers.
And 这边吧. Ooh.
We saw the wall of flowers. This is a really long way. It's several hundred meters of flower wall.
And they change it, like during every season, during every quarter, when because flowers they fade, and then they're going to use new kinds and
those are really fresh flowers, not the fake one.
Yeah, these are real. Can we try out to find out what are these?
Let me see. Wait a sec. What are the flowers here? I think this is quite beautiful flowers. And I really love the weather here compared with what in Beijing, because during the springtime in Beijing. Oh, this is wild pansy. It's a common flower.
It's a small plant of creeping and ramping habit. It sounds scary.
No, it's a lovely flower. And the symbolism of it is happiness. And please miss me.
Oh, please miss me.
Please miss me. I
Speaking
remember
of missing
that.
something, and because you visited Kunming many years ago, right?
Yeah, like 15 years ago.
And during the winter time.
During the winter time, it's winter holiday. I traveled with my parents, and I was shocked because my hometown is in Beijing. During winter time, the most of the trees in Beijing are leafless. They're bare trees. But here in Kunming, it's this spring. You can see flowers everywhere.
It's
shocked.
called a spring city. It's all year round. The temperature is like the spring.
Yeah, just like the spring. And we dropped by the Dounan market before. This is actually the second time I came here. Last time I was with my parents, and my parents they bought a lot of fresh flowers and got it delivered.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah,
but that's like 10 years ago.
Like 15 years ago.
15 years ago.
My parents said, "Oh, there's so many fresh flowers. This is so cheap. We love it." My mom is a flower lover, so she got crazy and bought a lot. So this time I come with the mission, with the rose seed.
Just a little bit more about the background is about this market. As I believe I forgot to mention this, because we will be speaking about retail market and the wholesale market. So actually the market it starts doing business around 10 in the morning, but then like all the vendors will leave around 2 in the morning. Actually, that's about over 20 hours, right?
Yeah,
or
this is
not
really-
20 hours. Let's redo my calculation. Redo my math. That's about less than 20 hours. It's about 16, 18 hours. So 18 hours. This market actually is open for businesses. So before 5 in the afternoon, it's the retail market, and all those different vendors they rent this space about 50 yuan, like $10 for a day, and they're going to sell to like tourists, individual buyers.
Yeah, during the daytime it's open for public, for the regular buyers,
Yes.
some local residents, also the tourists we just mentioned, they shop around. But during the nighttime, it's totally different picture.
Yeah, and we visited. We paid a visit last night.
We were shocked.
Yeah, I didn't know how many people are so enthusiastic about flowers. And then right now we see all the flowers are sold in like a bouquet. But in the evening
A
time,
huge bottle of flowers last
and
night.
they actually sell it by kilograms or by weight.
Yes.
So that's a different scenery, different scenery. And also you mentioned, let's just recap a little bit more. We're going to learn how to do flower arrangements tomorrow.
Yeah.
Uh,
Just do a preview of what are we going to do tomorrow.
So
So
you-
please stay tuned tomorrow to watch us for learning about how to arrange the flowers.
and it will be another 45-minute session. And we hope that we have enough time to finish our.
Yeah, I hope. Yeah, as amateurs, it's very hard to finish it. Maybe we will try our best.
Definitely, and I think we're going to wrap up for this episode, and hope that you found flowers are so adoring here, and hopefully we will deliver some useful information for people out there thinking about traveling to China or pay a visit to this market in Dounan, in Kunming, the capital city of Yunnan of Southwest China. So guys, we're going to see you next episode tomorrow, actually, to be exact.
See you.